Gets you through my morning every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Let's talk about road rage, Jones.
Yes, please. And I would like to read this headline for you. And it's probably the nuttiest one I've read all year. Woman takes a dump on man's car.
Spot on. Finally. A headline we can connect with.
A Pennsylvania woman has been caught on camera taking a dump on another driver's car during a revolting road rage incident.
Oh, my gosh. Here's how it went down. In order of events.
So the dispute began when the woman was cut off, and then it all escalated from there. And then the footage showed her hop out of the vehicle, storm over to the other car, pull down her pants and squat on the bonnet before allegedly making a bounce.
This is so amazing to me. Pooing on cue? That's clever.
That's actually impressive.
That's very impressive. Like, do you know I'm going to get back to you? I'm going to poo immediately. That's a lot of pressure to poo on cue like that.
Oh, my God. And also, two birds, one stone. You know what I mean? She's probably just had her morning coffee. It's like a diuretic. It's gone right through her. And she thought, I need to poo. And also, this guy's annoying me. But
also as well, I mean, the next question is, if it was post-coffee, then, that's almost chuck out the car job.
It gets better because police charged the woman with disorderly conduct, indecent exposure, criminal mischief, harassment and depositing waste on the highway. And this is the best part of the story. She was pleased with herself because she was heard, presumably on the policeman's body cam, saying it was a clean poop. I didn't even have to wipe it. And that is something you would be proud of, Andrew.
Absolutely. Crowning moment. Saturday was a bit of fun, wasn't it? A bit different to the standard routine.
Election day. Did you get yourself around a democracy sausage?
I didn't because it was too early.
Oh.
We got on there, I think most of the booths open up at about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So, and this could be a little bit controversial. And I felt some eyes looking at me in a way like, what are you doing, you dick? Anyway, Cara left with my 1.5-year-old and a 4-year-old, and she got a head start to try and get a nice nose with the queue. So she got to the queue at about 20 to 8, opens up at 8 o'clock.
Right.
And then I had Henry, and we had to get him ready. And then I joined the queue.
I don't know if you can.
At about 10 past 8.
Can you do that?
I checked it with my wife. She's pretty wise in these situations. She said,
Yes.
it's fine. No one's going to care. But I felt some eyes looking at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you have been throwing those sort of eyeballs at me, do you think?
Oh,
Am I on the wrong there?
No, I think if your partner or your significant other is in a queue and you join it, I think that's okay.
With the baby and a 4-year-old. That's tough.
Yeah. Come on. God, how very organised of your wife, though.
I know. She's
20 minutes
unbelievable.
early.
Seriously, she's unbelievable to beat the queue. And still, it took us till about 20 past 8, so she lined up for about 40 minutes.
Well, I will tell you a story right now that will signify exactly why you're married to Cara and not to me. Because your wife organised, me, vastly the opposite, very disorganised.
Oh, here's me not being surprised at all. See my face? Not surprised. Not surprised.
So we were heading to Derby Day down at Morfettville on Saturday. Which was,
righto, fancy bet.
Oh, righto. Okay, we just went to watch a bit of horse racing, no big deal. Anyway, I was getting ready for said Derby Day, and this was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't voted. Oh, no.
There's a bit of that in our house as well. I was like, oh, do I do it now or do it later? It really sneaks up and bites you on the behind.
As I am sitting there and my hair's wet and my daughter does my makeup, so I was sitting there, she's doing my makeup, and I'm like, I can't just chuck something on and race down there, so I may as well get ready first and then head down to the local school and cast my vote. So I've taken a little selfie for you because I wanted to show you that is how I cast my vote.
Wow, my
Dressed
gosh.
like that.
You look fantastic, by the way.
No,
but
I know.
that's proper, like, top shelf race outfit with a headpiece and everything. What's it called? A finasteride? What's it called? What's it called? Fascinator. With a fascinator as well.
A finasteride.
Finasteride?
Yeah, so off I went down to the school in my finasteride and everyone in the people handing out the ballot things and everything, everyone was like, oh my God, you look lovely. I'm like, yes, thank you so much. I'm like, this is how I always dress to vote, you guys.
Yeah.
And they're all laughing uproariously.
It's such a good go-to gag. What, you don't dress up to vote? Good stuff, guys.
Oh, dear.
Can't believe that. Looking so good. All that just to vote for Clive Palmer.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Right now, though, nothing humorous about this. This is some really, really sick stuff. Some genuine sick stuff. That's what we do with the Naughty 640. We just open it up, get really loose before we straighten up to 7 o'clock.
Well, I'm just going to have to correct you on that one, champ. It's not always sick.
Well, it is when you lead it, you sicko.
Why did you deserve that?
So I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to take over just for a second.
Go on then.
I'm going to ask you a question here, Joe. There's a study that's been released. There's a common reason why women turn down sex, and it's probably not the reason you're thinking. So, Joes, I want to ask you, why would women turn down sex? What do you think the main reason would be?
I will have to say the first thing in the morning, like getting the tap on the shoulder first thing in the morning, which is unusual in our household because I'm not even there. So who's he tapping on the shoulder?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Very goodness, spot on. He's tapping himself, isn't he?
Because, like, first thing in the morning, you're like, a rat's died in my mouth. Gross. I need to clean my teeth.
God, how to get in there?
And you just feel, like, sweaty and yucky, and so you need to have a shower first.
Sorry?
What?
Sorry, a rat dies in your mouth and you're all sweaty. What else? Are you bleeding as well? Like, where are you sleeping? In a manger?
Anyway, that would be one of the reasons. I don't know, just if you don't feel sexy. Why? What you got?
100%. Well, just quickly, Producer Molly, what about you?
Morning.
Main reason why you turned down sexual opportunities?
If it's someone you don't like, surely it's that.
Yeah, well,
For single people out there.
Mate,
Well,
what
yes, Producer Molly, consent is important. That's.
You're in a long-term relationship. What do you mean?
For the common Joe.
I think we're talking about in relationships here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, according to research, a third of women will ditch getting it on if their bodily hair isn't groomed.
Oh.
To get nitty-gritty, women who won't want to get naked with you if their legs and everything else is just a little bit hairy.
Okay, well, there you go.
McClary from Donaldson's Dairy.
Well, based on that, you'd never be turning down sex because you have got some of the smoothest pins on any man I've ever seen.
It's good, isn't it? Fresh too, yesterday. Got the clippers out.
Yeah.
And those clippers, I tell you what, I've got some stories.
Yeah, right.
I've seen some stuff. I've travelled some pretty interesting roads. I'll tell you that.
Do those clippers venture into other places?
Oh,
on
yeah.
the body?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Don't ask them where.
Okay.
Because they might tell you
Okay.
and you'll get offended.
Yeah, right.
So it doesn't work like that for me, though. So when I'm freshly groomed, it's quite the opposite for my wife, Cara.
Oh.
She says I look like a small little boy. See, that hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Should I get out there?
Yes, please.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
That's a good joke.
Jody and Hazy's Monday Morning Joke Off.
Yep, best way to start the week. That's a nice, firm, warm injection of humour.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree there, Joe?
I 100% could not agree with you more.
Good stuff.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll kick it off. All right. It can only go up from here. Short and sharp is my theme this morning. You ready to go?
Yeah.
So I asked my landlord if I could set up a cloning lab in my apartment.
Oh.
He said, sure. Make yourself at home. Oh, my very goodness.
Oh, my
Thank you,
God.
guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, you've been spending the weekend with your kids because that had real dirt vibes about
My kids like those short, sharp jokes. I don't get them.
Oh.
They just feed off my tone.
Yeah. All right. Producer Molly, can you top that?
Okay, mine's brutal. What's the difference between an influencer and a bench? One can support a family.
It's good.
I do like that.
But the other one's like super popular.
Yeah.
Good endorphin release with all the likes
Yeah.
and shares.
And they get so many people slide into their DMs.
Oh my God, I'm just going to address all of you as a group, guys, because I don't want to go back individually because it's too much. It's too much time. All right, Joe, let's finish this off. What do we got?
A little girl asked her father, "What is sex?" The father thinks, "This is the day I have to tell my little princess everything about sex." He sits her down and explains it, including conception, sperms, eggs, ovulation. You get the picture, the whole gamut, Andrew Hayes. Then the little girl asks, "Daddy, what is a couple?" And he explains that a couple is when two people are romantically involved. It usually involves them having said sex. Then in his nervousness, he begins to over-explain, as you do, the different positions. And finally, he cuts himself off and asks the little girl, "Why did you want to know about couples and sex?" And she said, "Because Mummy said that lunch is ready in a couple of secs."
That's good. That's good. Good one, Dad. Good one, Dad. You idiot.
Jody and Hazy's Sealed Section with Tiff Warren from 10 News First.
Oh, there she is.
Here she is.
So brave.
Morning.
Little ray of sunshine has entered the building.
That
with,
is me.
Yes, with your
Yeah.
envelope. Do you want to open it up?
Yes, it's a big
please?
one today.
we
Oh,
go.
and do you know what else?
Yeah.
If you get involved in this conversation today, we've got a $100 family cook voucher to give away.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that nice?
Really good. Best caller?
Best caller, yes.
Okay, very good. Ready to go, Tiff?
Yep, here we
Open
go.
it up. We'll let you go.
There we go. Oh,
Put your oil into it. No, put that over there. I'll pass here. Use this.
can you help? I
No,
need
there it
to
is.
let her know. Oh, here we go. It's a big one. Ahem. When do you give your partner the engagement ultimatum?
What do you mean?
Awkward conversation. isn't it?
Well, it came about. I was talking to a girlfriend at the weekend. She and her boyfriend had been together for 8 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Indeed, it is, Jodes. And the question was never popped. And so what she did was what any normal person would do and just dumped him.
Oh.
Just went, see you later, alligator.
Did she give him the opportunity to propose before she walked
They
away?
had spoken about the concept of engagement and weddings and the like. So it was on the radar and said, look, yes or no. And he didn't get down on one knee. And so she went, see you later, alligator.
If you don't know after 8 years that that's the person for you,
Spot on.
stop wasting their time.
That is
Indeed.
it. Spot on. $100 family cook voucher up for grabs for the best call, 13 24 10. Let's do it. Let's put it out there. When do you give the partner the engagement ultimatum? I think we were together, myself and Cara, I reckon maybe 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
And we discussed it beforehand too, by the way.
What do you
Like you discuss engagement before it happens.
Yeah.
Because you've got to discuss, we had to discuss, well, I was just going to go in blind with probably a good old-fashioned cubic zirconia. But you've got to discuss the ring, the style.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it a
you must.
square gem?
Squoval.
Is it a circular diamond? All those types of things, you know?
What's
Platinum.
What's a squoval?
A square and an oval. To be clear, I don't want a squoval.
A squoval.
No one wants a squoval.
I didn't know such a shape existed.
I don't think it does. I've just made that up. But I want to know as well, 13 24 10, have you given the ultimatum? Have you been given the ultimatum? Did it work? Did it not?
Can I just say, Greggy and I never discussed it. He shocked the pants off me because I remember we
Good for Greggy.
Probably literally when you got a ring.
That's what he was hoping for.
Am I right?
we went to Melbourne. We just went to Melbourne for a little holiday, and then he got down on one knee
whipped it out.
and whipped out.
He whipped it out. And then the next day he got engaged. Sorry, Jane. Sorry.
That is the last time I attempt to tell you two my engagement story.
Oh,
Don't even
sorry.
worry about it. But anyway,
Straighten up, please. Straighten
Yeah,
up.
that's enough.
the
See,
point
that's risky, though.
being we never discussed it, and I was so surprised.
At the squoval ring, I would have been too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also I was coming out of another marriage, so re-entering the marriage realm hadn't really occurred to me all that much.
See, that's a discussion in itself because you've come out of a marriage.
Yeah, do you
would have
want to
thought-
get married again?
Well, that's the thing, but I would have thought that comes with a pre-discussion because it's it's another big life decision for you to make.
That's very bold from Gregory.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought you'd already been married to a Greg, so you just liked it.
No.
You said one to
He's like, I'm a
Greggy the
sure thing.
first.
My name's Greg. I'm a sure thing. $100 family cook voucher up for grabs for the best call. Let's do it. 13 24 10. Let's talk about this. When do you give your partner the engagement ultimatum via the sealed section?
Yep.
We'd love to hear from you. All sorts of different stories, but 8 years, Tiff, that's
That
way
was
too long.
And for that reason, she was out.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So see ya.
We'll take calls next. 13 24 10.
Jody and Hazy's Sealed Section with Tiff Wan from 10 News First.
There she is in all her
she is.
glory.
Hello.
27 degrees must make your weather girl blood.
Boil.
Yes.
Because it's so toasty, I know.
Isn't that nice?
I nearly fell off my chair when I checked the weather this morning.
Okay.
27.
I know, outrageous. Now you've opened up your sealed
I have.
section. This friend of yours gave an ultimatum,
She
an engagement
did.
ultimatum.
She'd been with her beau for 8 years. The ring-a-ding-ding never came. And so she said, look, as my Lord and Saviour Beyonce says, if you liked it, you should put a ring on it.
Spot on.
And that was
See
that.
you later. Hit the road, Jack. Was his name
Uh-oh.
Jack, by the way?
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Makes sense.
Sure.
13 24 10. We've got a $100 family cook voucher up for grabs here. We are taking your calls. Did this happen to you?
Yeah.
Did you give someone an ultimatum?
Were you given the ultimatum? Did it work? Did it not?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Trop Park. That's where we find John. Good morning to you, John.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
We're
Very
all going
well.
very well, thanks, John. What's your engagement story, please?
Well, I had a failed relationship first, and then I ran after this girl for 6 months, and she finally went out with me, and then I said, we got to go overseas for a holiday, and we did that, and I came back, and I thought, she's the one for me, so I asked her, popped the question, and ask her father for permission.
Yep.
And yeah, I've been with her for 30 years.
Oh, that's nice.
That's beautiful,
That's
John.
good. 6 months. That's quick.
Just 6 months.
Move
together.
Was it
quick
6
there, John.
months, John?
Big pardon?
You knew after 6 months?
Yes.
Wow.
And did she pressure you at all, or you both just mutually agreed to launch into it?
Well, I think she was apprehensive at first, but
Yeah.
then I think she realised that I might have been a good bloke. So
Yeah. Sometimes it takes time.
Yeah.
We don't unveil ourselves. It's one layer at a time sometimes, Jones. It's fine.
You're like a beautiful onion, aren't you, Andrew?
A gorgeous smelling, beautiful onion, yes.
All right, John, thank you so much for that. 13 24 10, taking your calls this morning. Did you give someone an engagement ultimatum? Or were you that poor schmuck that had 8 years of your life wasted on a bloke who didn't want to marry you?
Yeah. How would you be?
Sucks, doesn't it? Best call this morning as well, Jones. Up for grabs, $100 family cook voucher. All right, give us a call, 13 24 10. Let's go through it via this week's sealed section. The question is, when do you give your partner the engagement ultimatum?
Jody and Hazy's sealed section with Tiff Warren from 10 News First.
When do you give your partner the engagement ultimatum on 13 24 10?
Tiff, your friend, gave her partner one and then promptly exited the relationship.
Well, it was 8 years,
It's outrageous.
Jodes. Hazy. 8 years a slave, and for what? To what end? No ring-a-ding-ding, see you later.
See, I can say that as well on behalf of men, and usually I'd go into bat for men, but not on this occasion.
No.
What's going on? Grow up, Peter Pan.
Yeah, grow up.
Put a ring on it.
Or just tell her straight up.
Or someone else will.
And I hope they did. They haven't yet.
Producer Molly, you live with your boyfriend, Jeremy. You've been together how long, and would you consider giving him an ultimatum if he doesn't put a ring on it?
Because he's the one. He's the one.
He's your boy.
Makes my heart flutter.
He is. We've been together for 3 years, but I am not too phased about it.
Oh, right.
Everywhere we go, people are dropping "you're next."
Yeah, right.
Because I think I would have told you this. We have 8 weddings this year.
Whoa.
That we are attending. So they're very much a part of our lives. But yeah, I think I was more worried that he was going to do it quickly.
Oh, right.
Sort of a year in, we went to Europe and people said that they thought he was going to do it. And I think that would freak me out more.
2 years on. Surprised, aren't you?
Yeah. I haven't been invited to any weddings this year, but my goodness, are all my friends getting divorced?
We've all been there, Jodes.
Am I right?
Different stages.
I think she's hinting for an invite, Mole.
Yeah.
Take
maybe.
my place, please.
Let's go to Tash from Christie's Beach. We are asking the question on 13 24 10. When did you give your partner the engagement ultimatum? Was it an ultimatum tale for you?
Oh, Tasha's just
Tash
dropped out.
off.
We'll try and get her back. In the meantime, let's go to Jared. Good morning to you, Jared.
Morning.
Jared, what was your engagement story?
Probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. Wife and I met online, and then we went on our first date, and she basically said to me, "If you don't engage in the next, if we don't get engaged in the next or get married in the next 12 months, like we're wasting our time here." So basically, within the next couple of days, we talked about possibility of marriage, and then probably 2 weeks after we met, I kind of said, "I've got about 3 weeks of annual leave here. We could we get married and go on our honeymoon," and we got married within about 3 months.
Wow.
When she said that to you, Jared, did you nearly fall off your chair? Or were you like, you know what, that sounds awesome, I'd love to.
Are you aging with a lot of money? Are you Jeffrey Edelstein? Like, what's going on?
I think we just both finished uni, and we were like ready to get married. I'd sort of been dating for a while, and I was sort of sick of it. So we've got 2 boys now. We've been together for almost 6 years. So
That's
Nice.
amazing.
Do you hear those stories, don't you, about people just going bang and getting married and then and
happily ever after.
It works,
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? There are a lot of old school stories, though.
Yeah.
Do you know? They go, oh, we jump straight into it, and 30 years later,
Yeah.
still going strong. But love's love, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love is love. And I've always said that, Andrew.
listen, you have
I've
said that,
I've been
Tiff.
saying it for
You
years.
keep on saying it too.
Yeah,
I
do you know what I
respect
mean?
that.
But also that was back in the day, like you'd get married, get engaged 17, 18, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly
How are you
right.
supposed to know then that this is your forever person?
Well, some people at 30-something, 40-something, 50-something
Still can't work it
still
out.
can't work it out.
Jared, would you like a $100 family cook voucher, please, mate?
yeah, definitely. I'm actually the family cook, so I heard it and thought that I've got a good story. I want to win that.
Oh, there you go.
All the
It's
planets
Jared.
align.
That's just Jared hunting and gathering for his partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Jared.
Beautiful stuff. Right, thank you so much for all your calls. So there you go. Are you satisfied, Tiff Warren?
Nope. 3 months it is, apparently. Let's go.
Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week.
Bye then.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know. I need to know. What's in the news today? I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
This is equal parts fascinating but also horrifying because police have foiled a bomb plot against Lady Gaga at the concert in Rio. So 2.1 million people attended this free concert on the weekend, and Lady Gaga's team say they have just learnt about a plot to bomb her gig on I can never say this. Do you want to help me out? Copacabana.
The Copacabana.
There we go.
Warwick Kappa, Cabana. Tight shorts wrapped round a banana. That's fun, but this isn't, okay?
This isn't.
So let's straighten up.
No. So they learnt this morning via media reports about this bomb plot. So the police have gone, hey, we foiled it, but we just didn't tell Lady Gaga's people.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't this incredible? So the civil police of Rio de Janeiro, working in coordination with the Justice Ministry, said the bomb plot was orchestrated by a group promoting hate speech against the LGBTQI community and the radicalisation of teenagers.
Gosh, this sucks, man. Like, seriously, are we at a stage now where, I've got a 7-year-old, I've got a 4-year-old, 1.5-year-old, you've got kids of all ages, like 23 ranging down to 5.
Yeah.
Are we now cautious? Dropping off kids or going to gigs with kids?
Oh, this lives in the back of my brain permanently, and I don't know if it's because of the job I do, but I just think the worst in all situations, like what could possibly go wrong when my kids go, like, I don't want to have to drop my kids at a concert and be worried. Like, they were planning on using Molotov cocktails and improvised explosives as well. So it's absolutely horrifying. You just want to be able to drop your kids at these things and feel safe, right?
Yeah, I feel like obviously we do still feel like this, especially in South Australia and broadly in Australia. But I don't know. Are we being a bit naive to think like that?
Oh, I don't know. My eldest daughter lives in Sydney, in Bondi, and I remember the day of the Bondi Junction attacks at the Westfield. Like, she could have been at that shopping centre that day.
Yeah.
You know, it's just all those things that it's the worst of humanity that we just have to sit here and be worried about it. It's awful.
But for the most part, it's always beautiful and wholesome. So maybe we should just concentrate on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
What are you trying to say to me? Stop being so...
No, I'm not trying that at all. It's just...
so paranoid.
Oh, there's so much to worry about, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, you got enough to worry about with everything else, and then you're trying to entertain the kids potentially, and you got to worry about that. But that's the world that we live in, unfortunately. Jodes, quickly take us through your outfit, please, that you dressed up into on Saturday to go cast your vote.
Okay.
'Cause traditionally, you don't sort of dress up to cast your vote, but hey.
No. So your wife, Cara, uber organised, super mum. She's great. She was at the polling booth at 20 to 8, reserving a place for the Hayes family so they could go along and vote. I, on the other hand, got to 2 o'clock in the afternoon as I was preparing to go to the races, the SA Derby Day in Morphettville, and I went, oh my God, I haven't voted. And by the time we get home from the races, she'd be closed.
Yeah.
The polling booth be closed. So down I went and cast my vote in the full outfit. And I was wearing on my head what you like to call, what did you call it this morning?
Well, I called it a fascinator.
No, you didn't.
Is that what it's actually called?
I think you said a fascination.
A finastitator or something. Oh, it's
call
tough.
it a finastinator.
Let's just call it a fancy hat.
Yes.
A fancy race hat.
So down I went, and all the people handing out the voting things were like, oh, you look lovely. Claire Clutterham was there. She said, oh, you look very nice. And and I was like, you guys need to lift your game, because this is how we should all get dressed up to vote.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I just love how people would have seen you leaving the polling booth. They're like, she's so sophisticated. She's so smart. She's so intelligent. And you're strutting off. Literally, they know that you probably just cast a donkey vote. Sometimes,
Go on, get it out of your system. Come on, let's hear it.
Sometimes you have big plans, big aspirations, and you play out interviews in your head, and then when you get in the moment, it doesn't quite go to plan. Sometimes even the best, even the absolute pros, the professional pros, can sometimes get it wrong.
Professional pros.
No, there's pros and there's professional pros.
Yeah,
You're
right.
a professional pro.
Oh, thanks,
you never
mate.
stuff up, Jodes.
Oh, that is that is entirely untrue.
I agree with that, because as we saw on Friday. So it was a really big morning, and we had the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and it was quite late.
Yeah.
Like these people said, "Oh, should we have a chat?" And this was like, and then we had him on air. I reckon within about 5 or 6 minutes.
Yep.
From that moment, so everything was sort of pushed around and scrambled.
Yeah, and so I'm not making excuses, but can I just context this a little bit? So we did the Prime Minister at the last minute, and then Peter Dutton was next door at 5AA because they're broadcasting next door to us at the moment. So he swept in within about a song.
We thought he was going to put a spell on you. Can't say that. Oh, you can say it now, actually. We're not going to say him again. If you had introduced him as Voldemort,
Just don't. No.
you would have gone viral.
Stop it. Anyway, so he was standing less than a foot away from me, and then I went to introduce him, and then I've gone, where's the name? Where's the name in my frontal cortex here of my brain? Where's the name? And then you start to panic, don't you? You know this feeling. You start to panic when it doesn't come. And then I was like, oh, you've Googled it. You've Googled it. Just look at your computer. But all this is unfolding as the leader of the opposition is standing right next to me.
Yeah.
And you, my helpful little friend over there, you just stood there like a stunned mullet going, what's happening to her?
Like
Is she having a stroke?
An excited little schoolboy. I was like, I forgot the name. Should we replay it? Should we see how this played out?
I do. Okay. Would you like me to relive your trauma of when you've really messed up?
So the difference is, though, Jodes, I do it all the time. When you do it, it's unique because you never do it. Okay?
That's fair.
That's why you get the big interviews. You have to introduce them. Sometimes it doesn't go to plan. Here it is. Only goes for 11 seconds. It's called feedback.
No. We have the leader of the opposition, Peter Dutton, in the studio with us. And Peter, sorry, that was a real quick turnaround from the Prime Minister to you, so I was a little rattled.
It was a good recovery.
Oh, no,
it was a good recovery.
What about the verbal diarrhea after?
It's the longest 2 seconds of your life, isn't it?
It felt like 18 seconds that I forgot the name of Peter Dutton.
Yeah.
And he's been everywhere too. Come on, idiot. Like, yeah, God. Oh, it's been an election. We've been bombarded with ads and all sorts of things. You stupid moron.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
It's
You'll
not
never do it
okay.
again. But guess what? You'll probably never have to interview Peter Dutton ever again as well.
I mean, he hasn't even won his own seat.
Oh,
So
can we do this? 13, 24, 10. When did you go blank?
please make me feel better.
When did you forget someone's name at the most crucial moment? On top of this as well, anyone who gets on air with us right now, go in the draw for a Temple Day Spa voucher. It's a full day delight Temple Day Spa package, 5 hours of bliss worth $755. Perfect for Mother's Day.
Guys, are you kidding me? $755, 5 hours of pampering.
It's outrageous, isn't
That's
it?
what I need to maybe get my brain functioning again.
Do you know what it made me think of, though, as well?
Oh, here we go.
Which we'd spoken about. You're not the only one who's been down this path before. The great Jane Doyle, who is one of the absolute doyens of South Australian media. Is there anyone better?
No.
I'm not really sure.
Absolutely not.
Do you remember, and maybe this sort of slipped through, when she on air accidentally forgot Amelia Mulcahy's name?
Oh.
And Jane would have been sitting there going, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've just done that. Because they're tight.
Yeah, they're friends.
They are very good friends.
Yeah.
So just listen, the exact moment where Jane Doyle, the great, the doyen, Jane Doyle, forgets Amelia Mulcahy's name, and just what she used instead of saying Amelia.
Just 16 degrees, the forecast top for Adelaide. That's around 8 below average for this time of year. So grab that brolly tomorrow.
Will do. Thanks, champ.
And that is the only time that Amelia Mulcahy's ever been champed in her life.
And that is the only time that Jane Doyle would ever use the word champ. That does make me feel better.
That's good, isn't it? 13, 24, 10. When did you go blank? When did you forget someone's name at the most crucial moment?
Check this out.
This is Adelaide's favourite way to wake up. Jody and Hazy on Nova 919.
We're just in celebration mode. And by celebration mode, I mean we're all about feedback, Jodes. We're all about feedback.
Oh, well, if I can dish it out, I've got to be able to take it, so that's fine.
That is so true. It was a really special moment on Friday when Jody tried to introduce the leader of the opposition, Peter Dutton. Didn't quite go to plan because your brain left the chat.
We have the leader of the opposition, Peter Dutton, in the studio with us. And Peter, sorry, that was a real quick turnaround from the Prime Minister to you, so I was a little rattled.
Peter knew. He knew.
Oh, he knew.
Could you feel it? Could you feel it that he knew?
He's we can say this now that the election is over. Our Prime Minister, actually really warm and affable, like nice bloke, good bloke, can have a laugh. Peter Dutton was nicer than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he just doesn't have the charisma that the Prime Minister does he?
Is that why you forgot his name? 13 24 10.
You're relishing in this. You're enjoying this far too much for my liking.
Do you know
wait
what?
till the next time you mess up.
Oh, yeah, who cares? I do it like every second sentence.
Yeah, that's true.
You never stuff up. You never stuff up. That's why when there's big interviews, you have to do all the introductions because we know you're going to get it right.
Well, I normally do, but not on this occasion.
This is like a celebration for me because
Isn't
finally it's not about me stuffing up, it's you.
It's like
Crazy times.
Birthday, Christmas and Easter all rolled into one.
13 24 10. We're taking your calls. When did you go blank? When did you forget someone's name? Maybe you forgot something that was really, really critical at the time. Up for grabs. I want to put you on the standby list to win the most epic Mother's Day gift of all time involving a Temple Day Spa voucher.
Oh, stunning.
Let's go to Allenby Gardens where we find a good friend of ours. Good morning, Wade.
Hello, Wade.
Hey, good morning.
Hello. When did you go blank, Wade?
So it's about 20 years ago. I started my music career as a rapper, and I decided that the best way to get into it was to go to an open mic night. So after a huge, big introduction where they made a big deal about the fact that they had a rapper amongst all these other acoustic singer-songwriters,
yes,
they hit play on my instrumental beat, and I got started, and I got about 4 lines in and just completely went blank and forgot everything, didn't know what to do.
I'm just picturing 8 Mile. You know, when he starts, he's like, yo.
Yeah.
And then he goes blank and he's just staring and they're looking at him and they go, he's choking.
Yeah.
He's choking.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Wade. That's that's traumatic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is traumatic, especially for young emerging rappers.
Yeah, let's go to Tamara from Panorama. That rhymes. Hello, Tamara. When did you go blank?
Yeah, I was walking around New York City and I was very excited when I saw someone famous.
Yeah.
And I just needed a photo, obviously. And I walked up to her and I was like, hi. And I was like, I just went blank and I was like, you're famous. And I was like, you're from Victoria's Secret model. Like, I just sort of, and she's just staring at me and I was like, I just did not, and I'm like, afterwards, obviously, I knew. I'm like, it was Heidi Klum.
No.
It was so awkward in front of her, and she was not rude, but she was just looking at me like, you should know my name.
Yeah, 100%. She's like, she's never been in that situation ever before in her
and
life.
also, Tamara's just playing a game of charades for one. Sounds like Shmoo.
You're almost there, Heidi.
Thank you so much, Tamara. Oh, my gosh. We have to take this call next. This is going to blow your mind.
Could I say this is the most crucial time in a man's life to not forget a name?
Correct.
Like, could make or break the happiness of your life.
Yes, exactly.
All right. We're going to speak to Ian from Hendon next, who's got a story that'll really make you squirm. When did you completely forget a key piece of information in the moment?
Yeah, and there's nothing worse than when you're standing half a foot away from the leader of the opposition, the Liberal Party, or not for much longer, I wouldn't have thought. Anyway, and then you go to say his name by way of introduction, and then the name just flies from your frontal cortex somewhere into the ether. I don't know where it went.
That would be so awkward. Let's listen.
We have the leader of the opposition, Peter Dutton, in the studio with us. And Peter, sorry, that was a real quick turnaround from the Prime Minister to you, so I was a little rattled. Yeah, real nice recovery, Jodie, with the verbal diarrhea that started spewing from the corners of my mouth as well. Well
that's
done.
fine. Do you remember when I sent you a clip about Gertie Sperling?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Her forgetting my name?
Oh, this is quite brilliant. Have you got that audio? Because this will only enhance my feelings of feeling better about myself.
This is at the end of a 4 o'clock bulletin. It's me doing the sport and throwing it back to Gertie. You can just tell that she's absolutely forgotten my name. And no doubt, Gertie, when that horse wins, they celebrate responsibly.
Thanks for that.
It sounded like she was talking to me like I'd smelt terrible or something. Thanks for that.
Ew, thank you. You're a very unattractive man. That's what that sounds like. No, Gertie's a pro too.
She's a gun.
So it can happen to the best of us.
She's as good as it gets. All right, let's go to Hendon and Ian. Ian, you've got a story that is going to make every single man, I think, sit there and be like, what the hell is going on? What have you got?
You there,
Ian?
Ian?
You there?
Oh.
There.
The radio turned up, so that's handy.
Oh, there.
All right.
We'll get back to Ian.
All right, let's go to Fiora from Torrensville. Hey, Fiora.
Hi, guys. How you going?
Good. When did you go blank?
I went blank when I got married. I couldn't remember my husband's 5 names.
Oh, so what was the situation? Where'd you have to remember the names?
So it was my second marriage. The first marriage was an Orthodox marriage, and it's not an interactive experience. The priest says everything, does everything, and you're married.
Yeah.
Right.
The second one was more of a choice. And we got to say who were getting to marry.
Oh, geez, we just lost our Fiora there for a second. Sometimes it happens. You get caught up in the moment, Joyce. You're caught up, and in the process of trying to explain what an epic situation, a little F-bomb comes out.
If you had 5 names, though, I'd probably drop an F-bomb too.
Oh,
I wouldn't be able to remember.
Do you know what I reckon's happened too, by the way?
What?
So if you're just tuning in, she's talking about how the priest sort of put her under pressure and said, here, you finish off. I reckon he's gone, I can't do this.
No.
You finish it off. And she's gone, I can't do this either.
It's a shame she dropped that F-bomb because I really want to know if they're still married.
She's a comedian who's been making us laugh for decades.
I'm not a very aggressive person. I just kind of want to have the aggression of a short man. Short guys in tonight. Can't see them, but
Known for her work on Have You Been Paying Attention, The Project, and The Cheap Seats.
we actually got a tweet that said, is Tim away because his work experience is up? So that is true.
She's back on our screens for the 5th season of The Cheap Seats. Please welcome Mel Bracewell.
Mel Bracewell!
Oh my gosh, hello. I love Melody's Big Baker's laugh for decades. How old do you guys think I am?
Oh, okay. Or at least a decade then.
Okay, cool.
Mel, so the arrival of the Cheap Seats back on the beautiful 10 network makes us all very, very nervous because you like to spend all your time just flicking through the outtakes of all of our newses and everything and then humiliate us on national television. Thank you so very much.
Turn it into art.
I mean, you say it's all us, but look, we'll be honest. We do have people that are sort of unemployed spies, like as in they're not employed by us, but we will get DMs going, you need to watch 10 News at 10 past 6 or 10 past 5 or something like that. They will say, they will DM us a time code, and sometimes, we've got like little rats out there that narc on you guys.
Yeah, you don't leave the other channels alone either, so you're not safe over there at 7, mister.
Journo's getting ratted out. How ironic.
Yeah, no one is safe, really.
No.
We like to sort of rip into everyone equally, including ourselves. So we kind of, that's how we do it.
Oh, that's so inclusive. Well done.
Mel, I did giggle the other night, it wasn't so long ago, that you actually popped up on the project and I was telling Hazy that you were wearing your netball training top because training was around the corner. What happened there?
Yeah, and some people said, oh, this must be a bit because, my live show was a bit about netball, but it genuinely was the fact that because I'd been touring and doing so many shows, I'd missed so many trainings. And they asked me at the last minute to do the project, and I was like, I have netball training. And my manager was like, you have to do it, though. You've got to promote your show. I was like, okay, I'll do it, but I will be in my uniform because I need to run across the road and go do my netball training.
Can we ask you, are you any good at netball? And also, why netball? Do you hate your knees and hips?
Oh, yes, I hate them with a passion. I'm like 6'2", so that helps.
Yes.
I'm a goalkeeper, and my favourite feeling is getting out on the court and the shooter who thought she was tall going, oh. It's a good feeling.
Hey, Mel, we always compare what we do in Australia with what happens over in New Zealand. Can you tell us what election day is like over in Kiwi land versus how we do it in Aussie land?
Well, it's the thing is that we sort of like to pick on New Zealand in our show and talk about the silly sort of traditions we have. But then, the Australian election is kind of just as silly. You've got, people voting in budgie smugglers and people sort of more interested in the sausages than they are in the election candidates. So it's actually quite similar, I would say. We did a special edition of Across the Ditch when we had an election a couple of years back, and it's a lot of silly animations to show, party members getting kicked out and things like that. Yeah, I can't even think of how to describe it differently because it's pretty similar, actually.
Yeah, right. That's what we're missing, little cartoon Barnaby Joyces, etc. That's what we need.
Yeah, geez.
Melody Bracewell, you team up with Tim McDonald, your good friend for the Cheap Seats. Channel 10, 8:40, Tuesday nights. Mel, thank you so much for joining us.
No worries.
Oh, geez, love some banter in the AFL.
Well, I mean, it's hard for players, isn't it? Because we get annoyed at them when they don't say anything and they don't show any personality. And then they do show a bit of personality and sometimes they get slammed.
Oh, that's good. Bailey Smith this year is showing so much personality as a cat.
Yes.
So this was Saturday night in Geelong taking on Collingwood. Huge crowd right in the guts of Melbourne. This was post-game, Bailey Smith having a bit of a chat with Cam Mooney. He had a bit of a dig at his old side. Listen carefully.
How good is it? 82,000 versus Collingwood on a Saturday night at the G. How good's that?
It's beautiful, mate. Not getting that at Ballarat. So.
And you're certainly not getting that. His former team, of course, Western Bulldogs, took Port Adelaide at Ballarat, and there might have even been less than 5,000 there because they were doing renovations.
That was me gasping at that comment then, and I was the one that teed off on Ballarat last week.
I know. How dare they? Oh, actually, that's right. We hate Ballarat.
Yeah. And so, of course, Marcus Bontempelli jumped on Breakfast Radio on the Sunday and they asked him his response to Bailey Smith. And
I mean, it's nice to know, we're still on Bailey's mind. He's still thinking about us, even at another team. And, in the end, there's probably a few less people down in Ballarat for him to flip the bird to. So maybe that's why he's a little bit disappointed. But it makes round 11 even more interesting, which I think we'll all be looking forward to.
Oh, you're damn right, Marcus.
Oh, yeah.
Round 11, put it in the calendar.
Yeah. Oh, we love a bit of banter, don't
That's
we?
good.
Especially amongst former teammates.
Seriously, though, Bailey Smith is offering so much at the moment.
Oh, man.
Oh, keep it up, Bailey. It's fantastic.
Interview he did here after he flipped the bird to the crowd at Adelaide Oval.
Oh, it was Mitch Cleary from Channel 7. It was like he was chatting to his mate at the bar.
It was like, Bailey, you've got a camera on you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I didn't get pissed last night. And you're like, Bailey.
Stop being so loose. Actually, be looser. We love it.